Those of you who have known me since my comic book days are going to understand why this trip was so special to me. Stepped outside my hotel room and just started walking. And I walked for hours because every place felt so welcoming and inviting, so clean and organized. And by the time I made it to the beach, I really felt like I was in an imaginary dream world. It was a weekday and it was early morning, so the beach was almost empty. And I just wandered it for hours. There was jellyfish along the shoreline, and when I got done, I really felt like I was in the dreamland because I wandered away from the beach, and the first thing I saw was a Burger King. I had my first hamburger in weeks, and it was so delicious. So I'm really sorry about the bumpiness of the camera here, but I just couldn't get past how every single building was just brand spanking new and built out of the future. And it reminded me just like when I was playing SimCity as a child, and you just get a bunch of money and you go to a big open piece of land and just slam down as many properties as you can. Well, that's exactly what they've done here in Dubai. Every building was thrown up as quickly as possible with no regard for whether or not it was financially viable. And they all look unique, futuristic, and absolutely amazing. And I just couldn't stop staring at them.
Check out Guitar George. He knows all the chords.
Desert Safari, they come and pick you up in a four-wheel drive truck and just go out cruising over the sand dunes, and it's like a roller coaster ride. It's incredibly fun, and you start to think that maybe this is all just a pre-programmed route, but then you see a car get stuck and you go diving off the other end and you realize that no, you're very much in the wilderness. You're just walking out into the sand, the red sand. Just this total sense of isolation felt amazing, and as the sun went down, just kind of played with the sand. It's truly an interesting experience. All the different cars congregated in a central camp where they had camel rides for the kids, and were cooking up barbecue for dinner. And later on, as we ate our dinner, there was dancing and music, and a belly dancer came on stage, and that's kind of how we wrapped up our evening. And then after that, we took off. These were the nicest highways in the world. Every single one, minimum 4 lanes, just racetrack quality. And the next day I made my way to another famous tourist spot in Dubai. It's the famous indoor ski slope. And I hadn't skied in a few years actually, so I was really nervous to be doing this in the middle of the desert. But I took the chairlift up to the top, and within 2 or 3 runs I was right back on my game, able to ski. I skied for about an hour before I got sick of the cold. So then I went to the Dubai Mall, which is the world's largest mall. It's sort of like if you took the Mall of America and folded it in on itself a couple of times. Over 1,200 stores. And you can walk around this place for hours and not come back to the same spot where you started. It is truly an unbelievable sight, and one that I really enjoyed. I don't even really like shopping. That's not the point. The point is, when I was younger, I would always draw these big pictures and posters of gigantic buildings and malls. You know, to be able to walk around this place, and it just really brought back that childlike sense of wonder and imagination of what you could do if you had an infinite supply of money and absolutely no regard for the financial viability of any of your ventures. Here's a giant seaquarium that was just there. You could pay to walk through it, but why bother when you could just walk around it? And if you stepped out to valet for any amount of time, about 10 minutes outside valet, and you'd watch about $1.5 million worth of cars drive by you. All this leads up to the next event, which is the Burj Khalifa. child, I was always fascinated with the largest and the biggest, or the smallest and the fastest. The Sears Tower was the tallest building in the world at that time, and I never made it there, even though it was only 5 hours away. Burj Khalifa was built only last year, and it was 17 hours flight away from me, but I still managed to get to it, and I'm really glad that I was able to make it. The views from the top were stunning. You felt like you were in an airplane, and there's really not much more I can say about it. And at the base of the world's tallest building in the world's largest mall is the Dubai Fountain, which is the world's largest fountain, and yet another thing that I can't really describe in words, just breathtaking and brilliant. And I highly recommend you go to YouTube and look up other Dubai Fountain displays, because they're just amazing to watch.
Mostrar-te o meu cuore